Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss. I have Rose here with me today, and we are talking about Copic. Copic has a brand new product out. I'm so excited. Copic hasn't released anything really brand new in a long time, but we have a brand new marker to look at and talk about and swatch and unbox and compare to different brands of other kinds of paint markers I have. We have a lot to talk about. Copic is awesome. Let's dive in. Okay, let me give you your first look at the Copic Acrea. This is 4 different boxes with 6 different markers in each box. We have so much to talk about, but the very first thing I wanted to address is how are the Copic Acrea markers different from the Copic Ciao, the Copic Sketch, and the Copic Classic. So let me show you these markers and we'll talk a little bit about the differences. Copic Sketch, Ciao, and Classic markers use alcohol-based dye inks. Dye inks produce color by soaking into the paper, making them ideal for coloring on paper. They are transparent and suitable for expressing drawing effects such as layering and gradation. In contrast, Copic Acrea is a marker that uses water-based pigment inks. Pigment inks have larger particles than dye and stay on the paper surface. In addition, they are opaque, which means they can cover underlying colors. As a result, Acrea can be used not only on paper but also on various other materials including plastic, acrylic, film, wood, fabric, and more. Alright, now that you know how the Copic Sketch and Ciao and Classic markers are different from these brand new Copic Acrea markers, let's unbox them and swatch them and see what the colors are like. We've got a lot of shaking to do, a lot of priming of the paint, and we'll see how they flow. We've got so many questions to answer. So while I am doing all the unboxing and swatching, I'll read from the Copic website what they say about the different sets and the product itself. Copic Acrea offers a distinctive selection of water and pigment-based paint markers with 24 opaque shades ranging from snow white to juicy pastels and shiny metallics. Their versatility unleashes endless creative possibilities since you can work on a variety of materials such as paper, glass, iron, plastic, and fabric, with flat and streak-free results. They also work perfect on artworks created with our alcohol-based markers. You can easily add highlights and finishing details. The sleek matte design allows for an easy grip, while the fine 0.8mm nib is optimized for intricate detailing and delivers a smooth ink flow for a seamless drawing or writing experience. The Essentials collection is perfect for finishing touches and highlighting, featuring essential colors like gold, silver, and white. The Essentials are recommended also to add for seasoned Copic users and mixed media techniques. The Light collection features 6 gentle, soft hues that evoke a delightful charm, perfect for adding a subtle, elegant touch to your creations. The Vivid collection features 6 bright and expressive colors, perfect for creating stunning artwork. These vibrant colors are ideal for a variety of projects and offer a well-balanced selection of bright, basic hues. Alright, I've been swatching for a little while here and I wanted to share with you how this is done with these types of paint markers. So we have our marker with our cap securely on and we're going to give it a good shake. This is the second time this pen has been shaken, so they say to shake it about 20 times, so that's about right. And then to get it going, you have to prime it or depress. What you do is you push down on the tip so that the ink will flow to the nib. Right now you can see the nib is just white, and then when we come here we press it, and out comes some ink. Now this is one of the things I hate about this type of pen is the waste. Look at all this beautiful ink that gets wasted from that priming. Hopefully you only have to prime it once like that and it should continue to work well. And then what we do is we swatch it. I'm swatching it once on the actual paper here of my sketchbook, the white paper. to see it. And then I'm swatching it also on tan paper and on black because I want to see how opaque they are. Oops, I forgot to do leaf green here. I'll have to grab that one and swatch it up. Let's grab leaf green again. And I do like how easy the caps are to take on and off, and they click really nicely when they go on. And another thing I like is the actual look of the pen. It reminds me a lot of the Zebra Mildliners. It's a very matte finished body with the pretty colors on both ends. It's got the name of the color on it. It's a really pretty tool. I like it. It's nice. All right, let's move on to the next swatching. The Deep collection offers 6 rich, sophisticated hues, evoking a sense of calmness and depth in your artwork. All right, we've got all the swatching done. I've done a little doodling to get a feel for the pen. One thing I discovered that I haven't mentioned yet, which is awesome for a Copic product, is that the caps post at the end of the marker. Awesome. I love that. That's just a nice little addition to an easy to use tool. Okay, let's take a look at these beautiful Copic Acrea. Up here at the top we have the Essential set, and I haven't moved it in the light yet to see if our gold and our silver shine, but I can already see it getting caught on the camera. Wherever the gold and the silver is, it's shining beautifully. It'd be fun to do a comparison of gold and silvers, like with the Posca and the Karins, and see which ones have the best shine, but we won't do that today. So I thought it was interesting that they included sepia as one of their colors that they thought was essential. Definitely a white, a black, and the cool gray, and the gold and the silver I think I'll be using a lot. So the sepia is the only one that I'm on the fence about, whether I really needed a sepia in the essential tools. Now, next set was the light, and they are beautiful, soft pastel, give me Easter and tinted type feel. It's a beautiful, they all look great on the tan and on the black as well. Next up was Vivid, again, beautiful color selection. Really fun different colors. If this was the only pack you had, you'd have a yellow and a green, a blue, orange, red, maybe a purple we're missing in the Vivid set, but other than that, it's a really good little set. And then we have the Deep, which I think is my favorite of the sets. I really love that deep red, the deep pink, the mustard yellow. I love them all. The peacock green, pansy, indigo blue, they all look beautiful on the 2 different color papers as well. They swatch beautifully. The only issue again is that I hate how we have so much waste with the paint, with the inks. But that's kind of the bad part of this type of pen, that you have to prime like that. I did some doodling, and they work a lot like the Posca. They feel like a Posca pen to me, where you it's a hard nib that you're working with. It's not soft or flexible. They do spritz a little bit. I'll bring it up to the camera here. You can see how it spritzed out of the line I was drawing. That has to do with the texture of the paper and the nib gliding along and catching on the texture and flipping little bits of paint. I don't like that about Poscas, and these are doing that same thing, so that's a downer for me on the Copic Acrea markers. Next up, I want to do a comparison with my other paint markers that I have. So now I have the Copic Acrea, I have SHARPIE Creative Markers, I have the Karin Pigment Markers, and I have Posca. I have some Poscas. So let's talk about the differences between the sets themselves and the prices, and I'll show you what each of those tools look like. Okay, so first up is the Copic Acrea line. You have to prime it, you have to shake it and press the nib. There's only one nib style available. There are 24 colors, including 2 metallics in the line, and they're coming in at about $3.33 per. If you buy a set like this on Blick for one box where you get 6 markers, it costs $19.99. Buying them open stock one at a time, they cost $3.50, but the per cost inside a box like this is about $3.33. This is what the Copic Acrea looks like, and it does thin lines like this, or you can do dots. You can color solidly, and yeah, that's a Copic Acrea pen. Okay, let's talk about SHARPIE Creative Markers next. This is our least expensive option in the acrylic or paint marker world that I have, at least. Okay, well, let's look at those two right there. That's perfect. We've got no shaking required, no pressing or priming on these types of markers here. They have 2 nib styles. One is a brush nib like this, and the other is a bullet type nib like this. They're about $1.66 per marker. They cost $19.99 for the set of 12. So if you want both sets, it costs you about $40 to get into the whole set with all 12 colors in both nib styles. So this is what a SHARPIE Creative Marker looks like. It does nice lines, thick, easy to color with, really pretty pen. All right, next up, let's talk about Posca. This is probably Copic Acrea's biggest competitor that they need to go up against. Let me grab my little stash. This is what I own of the different Posca pens. You have to do the shaking and the pressing on these, so it's the same type of priming as you do with the Copic Acrea. Let's grab a blue this time. Now the Copic Acrea has many types of nibs, 9 different types, and the bodies are 6 different shapes. You can see you can buy them in sets. I have a set of whites here with the 3 different types of nibs in this one little package right here. But mostly what I purchase are these nibs. They're the 0.7 millimeter nib, which is almost identical. This is a 0.8 millimeter nib. This is a 0.7 millimeter nib. So there's the blue, same type of deal. You want to shake it up. If it's been sitting for a while, you get the paint mixed in. And then hopefully, yeah, it is a little dry, so I'm going to have to re-prime it. It's been sitting for a while. Hopefully, see, waste a little bit of ink again. Oh, splatters. That's another thing that happens with this type of ink. The way it flows is you get this splatters like I got right there. You got to be a little careful. It's liquid paint inside of here, so just keep that in mind. Now, they come in 66 different colors, including a set of metallics, and they have a set of glitters that I've never tried. If you'd like me to bring in the Posca glitter pens, I think I've never tried them. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, I have them. I have tried the Posca glitters. I take it back. So this is what a Posca pen looks like. Now, I think the Karin pigments are my favorite in what we're seeing here. This is the different boxes that they get in. I've got the Pigment Realbrush here and the Pigment Decobrush. So they come, you don't have to press the nibs on these to get them primed, but you do need to shake them. So I'm going to grab one of each of these pigment markers so you can see the difference here. So you want to give it a good shake again if it's been sitting for a while. They do have the two nib styles. This one right here is a Realbrush nylon bristles. So you get a really cool bristly effect. You can do lettering with these. They're fantastic. I love these. You get that bristly effect with the Realbrush Pigment by Karin. And then they've got the other style of nib, which is like a Japanese foam type nib. And again, works really good for lettering. Oh, I'm shaky. But you can get the idea. Flicks and coloring, all of it can happen with these types of pens here. So you get 84 colors in this line. So the Karin Pigment has the most colors because they have 84 plus 12 metallics. But they are the most expensive per. They're $4.58 per when you buy them in a box. The Posca, when you buy these in a box or a set, it's about $2 per. So that gives you an idea of the competitors to the Copic Acrea and how they are stacking up against these competitors. Okay, final thoughts and first impressions. I like the Copic Acrea. I think they'll be a good addition to my collection of paint markers. I am waiting and anticipating that they are planning on releasing more colors. That's just something Copic does, is release a lot of colors. So I'm hoping for that because that will make it a little bit more of a valuable set and more of a competitor to people like Karin and Posca, who have a ton of colors that you can choose from. I really don't like this type of nib where you have to shake and then press the nib in because the ink flicks around, you get drops of ink. It's just a little too unpredictable for me, and I feel like you waste ink every time you have to reprime these pens. So for that, I would recommend that you go to the SHARPIE creative markers because there's no shaking, no priming. You just start coloring, but of course there's only 12 colors there. So the Copic Acrea, if you're looking to get into a paint type marker, I think you should look at them. I think they're a really good competitor to Posca, although they are more expensive, but I think they're a beautiful marker. So I'm going to put links to all 4 types of markers in case you're in the market for a good new paint pen. I hope this was informative. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to mention that I thought was interesting. The Copic Acrea are not being made in Japan. They were designed in Japan, but they are being made in China. So I thought that was an interesting and kind of a big difference for the Copic line. One thing I would recommend is you go to Copic's website and look up the Copic Acrea line and scroll down to the bottom where they have the frequently asked questions. This is a really good way for you to learn about any problems or things that people have been asking a lot about on a certain product. For instance, in the frequently asked questions, I printed it off, there was a question about using the markers alongside with the original Copic alcohol markers. And if you can do that, and if so, how can you do it? So the answer they gave was yes, you can use Copic Acrea over works created with alcohol-based markers such as Copic Sketch. The Acrea ink was developed to be unaffected by alcohol ink of Copic markers, making it suitable for highlighting in your artwork. So like I said, go check out the frequently asked questions on that page so that you can learn about the product a little bit more before you take the plunge and purchase these markers. So this was a lot of fun. I love paint markers, how you can layer them up and how you can use them for highlights on top of your coloring. So I highly recommend you get into some paint markers and try them out. Whether you try the Copic Acrea or not, let me know. Comment below, are you going to try the Copic Acrea? And if so, which one of the 4 boxes intrigued you the most? The essential, the light, the vivid, or the deep? I'm really interested to know which ones you would purchase, so let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot. I love purchasing products like this and doing reviews and research for you so that you know where to spend your money. I'm not sponsored by Copic or any of these other these products. I'm just here to give you my honest opinion. So thank you for watching. Little Rose back there sound asleep. She wants to say hi and thank you to you as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye.